cracking YouTube? It's me, your host, Toon, aka the Comic Book Thug. Once again, bringing out a comic book review. This time it's for Spider-Man and the X-Men issue number 5. Jump straight into the comic for this. We're at the Jean Grey School. We see Spider-Man and the X-Men, the students and the X-Men that we know, fighting a whole bunch of symbiotes. I never understood if it's symbiote or symbiote. I think it's symbiote. Well, anyway, see, it's fighting a whole bunch of them, and they wind up going through a portal. They go to a portal to the world to try to figure out to stop them from attacking. To stop them from attacking. And I'm sorry about that. I got a text message. So stop them from attacking. And Rockslide, this basically it. He destroys the portal, so they can't. So the symbiotes can't go back to the X-Men world, but they can't get back. Now the X-Men can't get back. So as they get in the fight, there's a whole bunch. It's just a whole bunch of fighting. They found out that the wasn't it the Kree? It's not the Kree. Who was? I cannot think about. I did not know they got that monster's name. They were trying to control them, but they turned on them and wound up eating them. I don't know that name. Oh well, it's just basically it was just a whole bunch of fighting. This wasn't a good book. I didn't agree, but it was a highlight of this book that I did agree. In the midst of the fighting, because they're trying to get a Death Bird. That's the one that's in charge, and she's the one being controlled by the main symbiote. And the highlight of it was we saw the return of the Black Spider-Man, which was my favorite Spider-Man. But Spider-Man, he allows himself to get taken over by one of the symbiotes so he can fight, fire with fire. But but they use what's her name? The old looking. I don't know any of these Spider-Man students' name. But it's the one that looked like she's very old. I forgot her name. But she's inside of Spider-Man's subconscious to make sure he doesn't fully get taken over by the symbiote. So, in the midst of that, Spider-Man basically tells Death Bird, don't let him take you over because what would you? If not for you, for your baby, because she's pregnant, or I think she's pregnant, or she already had a baby. Like I said, I don't even know anybody, these people. And she fights back, and she fights the symbiote off, and that's basically it. They beat this. They just beat the symbiotes. Like it happened so fast and it was over even fast. I don't even understand. So then they use Robert, that's that guy, the skeleton and the jello all over. I don't know his name either, because they try to get back to Earth and they gotta go through the atmosphere, because apparently they was not on Earth when they went through the portal, but they basically put him on the front of the ship, so when they come into the atmosphere, it won't burn the ship off, because it just, he would take most of the impact. So they made it. They land safely, and they're back at the school, and Spider-Man is still trying to figure out who is the mole, and he thought it was Martha. That's that brain, that brain inside of a little machine or whatever. And it turns out not to be her, but that old lady. I don't know her name. I'm trying to find her name. I don't know her name. I don't know. I think Ernest. I'm just gonna go with Ernest because it says the next issue is Ernest Exposed. So Ernest shows up and says she's the mole, and she shows up in Spider-Man's room with Mr. Sinister, and that's how the comic ends. I can't wait until this is over because they're mixing two of my favorite comic book stories together, and it's just horrible. Like, I love Spider-Man. Everybody knows I love Spider-Man. You look at my channel, nothing but Spider-Man reviews, even the dumb books. And then I love the X-Men. I love the X-Men. And so when I first saw Spider-Man and the X-Men, I said, yes, this is going to be a great book. First of all, it's not even the X-Men I expected. This is the student X-Men, like the next generation, which I hope they're not going to make this like the next generation of X-Men because they're horrible. Like, it's a guy there's a skull, like a skeleton inside of like plasma over his body. Then it's like the old girl, I think her name is Ernest, like I said, she's very old. There's a flying brain. Rockslide is probably like the best one. He's like almost like a colossal rip off or whatever, but it just it's not that good. But that was my review on Spider-Man and the X-Men issue number 5. Let me know in the comments below if you liked or disliked this book, and if you did, why, or either way. Leave your positive and negative comments below. Like, subscribe, share. Follow my Twitter, my Instagram, which is in the description below. And as always, from me, your host, Tune, a.k.a. the Comic Book Thug, have a nice day.